We're following that breaking news involving Johnson & Johnson's coronavirus vaccine.
The FDA and CDC are now calling for a pause on the vaccine because of concerns over blood clots. The FDA says it's reviewing 6 cases of a severe type of blood clot in people who received the Johnson & Johnson shot. Right now, they say these reactions appear to be rare. Johnson & Johnson says it has found no connection between its vaccine and the blood clots. Johnson & Johnson is already facing supply shortages this week after an issue at a plant working on the vaccine. This could change the pace of the rollout as fears of a 4th surge grow. NBC News health and medical reporter Erica Edwards is following the latest on the pandemic this morning and this breaking news. So, Erica, what are you learning about the decision from the FDA and from the CDC?
Hi, good morning, Joe and Savannah. Yeah, so this was a joint decision, a joint statement by the FDA and CDC that they put out this morning saying that indeed they are pausing the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, which is made in partnership with Janssen Pharmaceuticals across the U.S. Now, so far, 6.8 million doses have been administered in this country. But the pause comes after 6 women between the ages of 18 and 48 developed really rare blood clots after receiving the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. Of course, they're still investigating this. They're not saying that there's a causal link just yet, but certainly something to keep an eye on. Now, the CDC has said it will reconvene it's a meeting of its immunization committee tomorrow to further investigate the situation. I should also point out that COVID-19 itself carries a far higher risk for blood clots. So a little perspective there. Joe?
Wow, that's actually a really great point, Erica. Now, Erica, as you know, because we've been talking since last hour, but I will also share with our viewers, I personally just received the J&J vaccine on Thursday, so just a couple days ago. I'm 29, right in the middle of that 18 to 48, so I'm asking for myself and on behalf of the millions of people who have received this vaccine, what does this mean if you're waking up to this news this morning and you've just received this shot? And what has the FDA and the CDC said about those people? Is there anything that they should do or watch out for? Or is this rare enough that it's not a huge concern?
Well, first of all, it is rare. And it's interesting because I was just talking with some physicians yesterday about the AstraZeneca vaccine, which, of course, as we all know, is not approved for any use here in the U.S., but has also been linked to some of these rare blood clots in other countries. Now, I talked with some physicians saying, if people are concerned, what should they be looking for? And they said, if you start getting really odd headaches or other muscle aches in the few weeks following the vaccine, that, pay attention. But otherwise, again, these are 6 cases among 6.8 million doses so far administered. Overall, they're saying, don't worry, pay attention to the news. Obviously, the experts are going to weigh in and get more information from the company. But so far, they're saying, pause the panic.
And speaking of the company, Erica, what is Johnson & Johnson saying about this?
Yeah, they released a statement just a few minutes ago, and I'm going to read it for you right now. Of course, now on live TV, I'm not getting it. Okay, here we go. Reads in part, at present, no clear causal relationship has been established between these rare events and the Janssen COVID-19 vaccine. We continue to work closely with experts and regulators to assess the data. And of course, they will be participating in that meeting tomorrow with the CDC.
And Erica, last quick question for you. I love the way that you just said pause the panic. But, I think as people continue to wake up to these questions about the safety of the vaccine and keeping in mind that these are all emergency use vaccines, they have not actually been officially approved by the FDA. Explain to us a little bit about the logic behind pausing the panic. Let us know why we should, why it's OK, why we don't need to be concerned about the safety here when we do get headlines like this.
Well, that's a really good point. These are scary headlines, and it's important for us to continue to report on them, but also to continue to sort of provide some clarity and some context behind the headlines. And that's kind of where we're coming from with, of course, there's 6.8 million doses already administered. Now, what we need is more data. So as these companies apply for full approval, I think Pfizer will probably be the first one out of the gate. We will then see a fuller picture of all of the studies that have been done. More than 30,000 people in the U.S. actually participated in those Johnson & Johnson vaccine trials. So certainly there's a lot more data out there. We're certain to get that as they file for that full approval.
All right, Erica, thank you so much for your help understanding this big breaking news this morning.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here. And click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.